Hi guys, this is Bernie and Donna, B&D, and Anna Lee. Full-time RV. I just saw on the news where Iran's got 20 or 10 of our sailors holding them hostage, captured them, and I'm all worked up about that. What you're seeing here, we just kind of got out and about today. I want to thank you for subscribing, first of all. We're finding a lot of people are subscribing and reading our videos, and the reason I got out today is really El Nino. I've traveled since I was about 5 years old, first with my mother in a Studebaker convertible, and then pretty much on my own, and then of course with my wife. And living in California as I did when I was a youngster, we would get a little bit of El Nino. It would rain straight down for a couple of 3 days, but of course there's been a lot of drought, and this El Nino that we've got now has had an effect on that. After 4 or 5 years of drought and the rain that they're getting, the weather's changed in California in particular, and also Arizona. It's been very cold. We've had a tremendous amount of rain, and I don't know, the snowbirds come out here to enjoy this weather, and I wish them luck, really. But it's changed back, and we're now in the 60s and 70s. So I just went out and looked around a little bit today, and see how things were. Everything is nice and clean, I can tell you that. But when you're full-time RVing and you travel around, or you spend the winter in one place, as we have this year, and we did the past year as well, things are, you get used to certain things. In the heat of the summer, your blood gets thin. When it gets 50 degrees in the winter, all of a sudden you're cold, and I mean a coat and hat cold. The thing that you're seeing now on here is the Cubs training camp or stadium. They train here, and many teams have ballparks that do the same thing, but this is the Cubs stadium, and through the summer they're here. A lot of people go watch. It's a big piece of property. A lot of people walk their dogs there, including yours truly. Samantha loves to walk when she's behaving herself enough to do it. And that's kind of it for the ride today. I just wanted to share that with you because there's so much going on out here now. I'm dying to get this camper off this spot and up into the mountains and show you some scenery, but there's so darn much snow that we're kind of limited to that. The desert pretty much looks the same. We could drive over to Tucson, which we may do in a few days, and take a look at that. And this camper's 12 years old now, so we're kind of beginning to think about maybe getting something else. And I'm not sure. I don't think I'll buy another new one. I probably will stick with a very large Class C camper and try that, as long as my wife is insistent on a back bedroom, which is a good idea. And once in a while we'll have our grandkids come out to see us. So we're in the car today, and as I say, once in a while we'll have the grandkids come out to see us, and we need room for them to sleep. So I don't know. I hope you enjoy the scenery. I mean, it's city traffic, city scenery. And on something that's not really related to this drive, let me share a couple of things with you. One, the igniter went out on our furnace, and of course it's like it is in the summertime when it's 116 degrees and you lose your air conditioner, which happened. But the igniter went out on the furnace during the cold weather, and we checked on it and vacuumed and cleaned and everything, and I'm gonna have to take it in and get it fixed. But something that I discovered, instead of turning your stove burners on and having flame, inside the camper, because quite frankly, in a Class C camper, it doesn't take long to heat them up. But instead of doing that, we have what we use to make coffee with of a morning, which is a small, they used to call them Bunsen burners, but this is electric. It's just a small heater that we use to make coffee. And if we take the cover out of the sink and set it on the stove and set this little heater that we use to make coffee with on that cover, and turn it on medium, of course it cycles on and off and cycles on and off, and it helps. I don't leave it on all night. I get up about 4 o'clock in the morning and turn it on, and this morning when I got up at 4 o'clock and turned it on, it was 52 degrees in here. Even the dog was cold. So that's the way that works, and it helps. It helps to warm the place up, and we use that. So it's just one of those things that you learn as you go along. I need to have the camper washed or get it washed because this weather and the dirt and the blowing dust and thing, everything gets dusty and dirty out here. But that's par for the course. And I mentioned earlier about Iran. Now, I'm an old vet. My dad was a Navy vet and my hero. Second World War in Korea. I have an honorable discharge from the U.S. Coast Guard and one from the U.S. Army. And I guess everybody's pretty well worked up about these things that are going on with Iran and with the deals that they're making. And you know, I'm just a common, everyday, uninformed type person that reads the newspaper or watches the news and tries to do the best you can to understand this stuff. But I'm old enough to remember guys like Roosevelt and Harry Truman and Dwight D. Eisenhower and John F. Kennedy and even Richard Nixon, you know, and when they said something, they meant it. So we're down to the bare bones on this thing. I want to thank you for listening, ask you to subscribe to the channel, and thank you for listening to me. I don't know, I so enjoy making these for you. We've had just tremendous reception from folks that listen, and I know I rattle on and show you things that probably you don't want to see, city scenes and things like that. But you know, full-time RVing is nothing more than living a free and easy life. I call it being a gypsy. And you have everyday things like you do in your own house, except you can move if you want to. You have different things that you can look forward to, different places that you can go. So I'm just going to say thanks again, guys. I love you, and we'll see you on down the road.